phone doesn't have that much battery. I'm gonna try to get some more Jubilees red dough from chapter 25 on. We could move on from that and keep on rebuking you idolaters for your idolatry. It's good that that's in this book. That's like a continuous thing that has to be done. I was hoping that could kind of be moved on from. It's everywhere, and with your abhorrent Halloween and Christmas and all that shit, I don't want to see coming up again. Get rid of it. The consequences of idolatry is that you'll be spiritually deaf, dumb, and blind, and that's the majority of the people I've run into and talked to from churches and that. They don't know what's going on at all. It's sad. Anyways, well, my phone's had some charging issues. Try to get hopefully at least 3 chapters done or something. And in the second year of this week in this Jubilee, Rebekah called her son Jacob and spoke to him, saying, "My son, do not take a wife for yourself of the daughters of Canaan, as your brother Esau, who took 2 wives of the daughters of Canaan for himself. And they have embittered my soul with all their unclean deeds, for all their deeds are fornication and lust, and there is no righteousness with them, for their deeds are evil. And I, my son, love you exceedingly, and my heart and my affection bless you every hour of the day and watch of the night. And now, my son, listen to my voice and do the will of your mother, and do not take a wife for yourself of the daughters of this land, but only of the house of my father and of my father's relatives. You will take a wife of the house of my father, and the Most High God will bless you, and your children will be a righteous generation and a holy seed." And then Jacob spoke to his mother Rebekah and said to her, "Behold, mother, I am 9 weeks of years old, and I neither know nor have I touched any woman, nor have I betrothed myself to any, nor even think of taking away from myself of the daughters of Canaan. For I remember, mother, the words of our father Abraham, for he commanded me not to take a wife of the daughters of Canaan, but to take a wife for myself from the seed of my father's house and from my relatives. I have heard before that daughters have been born to your brother Laban, and I have set my heart on them to take a wife from among them. And for this reason I have guarded myself in my spirit against sinning or being corrupted in all my ways throughout all the days of my life. For with regard to lust and fornication, my father Abraham gave me many commands. And despite all that he has commanded me these 22 years, my brother has striven with me and spoken frequently to me and said, "My brother, take a sister of my 2 wives to be your wife." But I refuse to do as he has done. I swear before you, mother, that all the days of my life I will not take a wife for myself from the daughters of the seed of Canaan, and I will not act wickedly as my brother has done. Do not fear, mother. Be assured that I will do your will and walk in uprightness and not corrupt my ways forever. And immediately she lifted up her face to heaven and extended the fingers of her hands and opened her mouth and blessed the Most High, Yah, who had created the heavens and the earth, and she gave him thanks and praise. And she said, "Blessed is Yah, and may his holy name be blessed forever and ever, who has given me Jacob as a pure son and an holy seed, for he is yours and his seed for years continually and throughout all the generations forevermore. Bless him, Yah, and place in my mouth the blessing of righteousness, that I may bless him." And at that hour, when the spirit of righteousness descended into her mouth, she placed both her hands on the head of Jacob and said, "Blessed are you, Yah, righteousness, creator of the ages, and may he bless you and beyond all the generations of men. May he give you, my son, the path of righteousness and reveal righteousness to your seed. And may he make your sons many during your life, and may they arise according to the number of the months of the year. And may their sons become many, and great beyond the stars of the heavens, and their numbers be more than the sand of the sea. And may he give them this excellent land, as he said he would give it to Abraham and to his seed after him always, and may they hold it as a possession forever. And may I see born to you, my son, by life. The womb of her that bore you blesses you, and my breast bless you, and my mouth and my tongue praise you greatly. Increase in the world love you, just as the heart of your mother, and her affection rejoices in you and blesses you, and she ceased from blessing. And Rebekah called her son Jacob and said to him, Behold, I heard your father Isaac speak to your brother Esau, saying, Hunt for me and make me savory meat, and bring it to me that I may eat and bless you before I die. And now, my son, obey my voice in that which I command you. Go to your flock and fetch me 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loves, and you will bring it to your father, that he may eat and bless you before you die, and that you may be blessed. And Jacob said to his mother Rebekah, Mother, I will not withhold anything which my father would eat, and which would please him. Only I fear my mother that he will recognize my voice and wish to touch me. And you know that I am smooth, and my brother Esau is hairy, and I will appear before his eyes as an evildoer, and will do a deed which he had not commanded me. And he will be angry with me, and I will bring a curse on myself and not a blessing. And his mother Rebekah said to him, Your curse be on me, my son, only obey my voice. And Jacob obeyed the voice of his mother Rebekah, and went and fetched 2 good and fat kids of the goats, and brought them to his mother. And his mother made them savory meat, such as he loved. And Rebekah took the attractive raiment of her elder son Esau, which was with her in the house, and she clothed her younger son Jacob with them. And she put the hand of her son Jacob, and Jacob went in to his father and said, I am your son. I have done according as you commanded me. Arise and sit and eat of that which I have caught, Father, that your soul may bless me. And Isaac said to his son, How have you found game so quickly, my son? And Jacob said, Because your creator caused me to find it. And Isaac said to him, Come near, that I may feel you, my son, if you are my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near to his father Isaac, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not discern, because it was a dispensation from heaven to remove his power of perception. And Isaac did not discern, for his hands were as hairy as his brother Esau. Caught, my son, and that my soul may bless you. And he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said to him, Come near and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and he blessed him, and said, Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of a full field which Yah has blessed. And may the Lord give you of the dew of the heavens and of the dew of the earth, and plenty of corn and oil. Let nations serve you, and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. And may all the blessings with which Yah has blessed me and blessed my father Abraham be imparted to you and to your seed forever. Cursed is he that curses you, and blessed is he that blesses you. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing his son Jacob, and Jacob had gone out from his father Isaac, he hid himself, and his brother Esau came in from his hunting. And he also made savory meat, and brought it to his father, and said to his father, Let my father arise, eat of my venison, that your soul may bless me. And his father, and he will be blessed in all his seed forever. And it came to pass, when Esau heard the words of his father Isaac, that he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, Bless me also, father. And he said to him, Your brother came with guile, and has taken away your blessing. And he said, Now I know why his name is named Jacob. Behold, he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Have you not reserved a blessing for me, father? And Isaac answered and said to Esau, Behold, I have made you Lord, and I have given all his brothers to him for servants, and I have strengthened him with plenty of corn and wine and oil. And what now will I do for you, my son? And Esau said to his father Isaac, have you but one blessing? O father, bless me, even me also, father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac answered and said to him, behold, your dwelling will be far from the dew of the earth, and far from the dew of the heavens above. That sounds like Deuteronomy 32 stuff. And you will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. And it will come to pass when you become great and shake his yoke from off your neck, and you will sin a complete sin to death, and your seed will be rooted out from under heaven. And Esau kept threatening Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. He said in his heart, may the days of mourning for my father now come, so that I may slay my brother Jacob. And the words of her elder son Esau were told to Rebekah in a dream, and Rebekah sent and called her younger son Jacob and said to him, behold, your brother Esau will take vengeance on you so as to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise and flee to my brother Laban to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until your brother's anger turns away, and he removes his anger from you, and forgets all you have done, that I will send and fetch you from there. And Jacob said, I am not afraid. If he wishes to kill me, I will kill him. But she said to him, let me not be deprived of both my sons on one day. And Jacob said to his mother Rebekah, behold, you know that my father has become old and does not see, because his eyes are dull. And if I leave him, it will be evil in his eyes, because I leave him and go take into himself as wives. And if Jacob takes a wife from among the daughters of the land, such as these, for what further purpose do I live? For the daughters of Canaan are evil. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and admonished him and said to him, do not take a wife for yourself of any of the daughters of Canaan. Arise and go to Mesopotamia, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take a wife for yourself from there of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. And may God Almighty bless you and increase and multiply you, that you may become a company of nations, and give you the blessing of my father Abraham to you and to your seed after you, that you may inherit the land of your sojournings and all the place which God gave to Abraham. Go, my son, in peace. And Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Mesopotamia to Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's mother. And it came to pass, after Jacob had arisen to go to Mesopotamia, that the spirit of Rebekah was grieved after her son, and she wept. And Isaac said to Rebekah, my sister, do not weep on account of my son Jacob, for he goes in peace, and in peace he will return. The Most High God will preserve him from all evil, and will be with him, for he will not forsake him all his days. For I know that his ways will be prospered in all things wherever he goes, until he returns to us in peace, and we see him in peace. Do not fear on his account, my sister, for he is on the upright path, and he is a perfect man, and he is faithful and will not perish. Do not weep. And Isaac comforted Rebekah on account of her son Jacob, and blessed him. And Jacob went from the well of the oath to go to Haran on the first year of the second week in the 44th Jubilee. And he came to Luz on the mountains, that is Bethel, on the new moon of the first month of this week. And he came to the place at evening, and turned from the way to the west of the road that night, and he slept there. For the sun had set, and he took one of the stones of that place and laid it at his head under the tree, and he was journeying alone, and he slept. And he dreamt that night, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the messengers of Yah ascended and descended on it, and behold, Yah stood on it. And he spoke to Jacob and said, I am Yah, creator of your father Abraham, and Yah of Isaac. The land on which you are sleeping, to you I will give it, and to your seed after you. And your seed will be as the dust of the earth. And you will increase to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. And in you and in your seed all the families of the nations will be blessed. And behold, I will be with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and I'll bring you into this land again in peace. For I will not leave you until I do everything that I told you of. And Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, truly this place is the house of Yah, and I did not know it. And he was afraid and said, This place is dreadful, which is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. And Jacob arose early in the morning and took the stone which he had put under his head and set it up as a pillar for a sign. And he poured oil on the top of it, and he called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of the place was Luz at first. And Jacob vowed a vow to Yah, saying, if Yah will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come to my father's house again in peace, then Yah will be my creator, and this stone which I have set up as a pillar for a sign in this place will be Yah's house, and of all that you give me, I will give the 10th to you, my creator. I think I'll read one more chapter here. And he went on his journey and came to the land of the east. Hold on, check my battery. Crap. Yeah, the battery's good. Yeah, okay. And he went on his journey and came to the land of the east to Laban, the brother of Rebekah, and he was with him and served him for his daughter Rachel for 1 week. And in the first year of the third week, he said to him, give me my wife, for whom I have served you 7 years. And Laban said to Jacob, I will give you your wife. And Laban made a feast and took his elder daughter Leah and gave her to Jacob as a wife, and gave her his handmaid Zilpah for a handmaid. And Jacob did not know, for he thought that she was Rachel. And he went into her, and behold, she was Leah. And Jacob was angry with Laban and said to him, why have you dealt thus with me? Did I not serve you for Rachel and not for Leah? Why have you wronged me? Take your daughter, and I will go, for you have done evil to me. For Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, for Leah's eyes were weak, but her form was very attractive. But Rachel had beautiful eyes and a beautiful and very attractive form. And Laban said to Jacob, it is not so done in our country to give the younger before the elder, and it is not right to do this, for thus it is ordained and written in the heavenly tablets that no one should give his younger daughter before the elder, but he gives the elder one first, and after her the younger. And the man who does so, they set down guilt against him in heaven. And none is righteous that does this thing, for this deed is evil before Yah. And command the sons of Israel that they do not do this thing. Let them neither take nor give the younger before they have given the elder, for it is very wicked. And Laban said to Jacob, let the 7 days of the celebration of this one pass by, and I will give you Rachel, that you may serve me another 7 years, that you may pasture my sheep as you did in the former week. And on the day when the 7 days of the celebration of Leah had passed, Laban gave Rachel to Jacob, that he might serve him another 7 years. And he gave Rachel Bilhah, the sister of Zilpah, as a handmaid, and he served yet another 7 years for Rachel, for Leah had been given to him for nothing. And Yah opened the womb of Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a son, and he called his name Reuben. On the 14th day of the 9th month, in the first year of the third week. But the womb of Rachel was closed, for Yah saw that Leah was hated and Rachel loved. And again Jacob went in to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a second son, and he called his name Simeon. On the 21st of the 10th month, and in the third year of this week. And again Jacob went in to Leah, and she conceived and bore him a third son, and he called his name Levi, in the new moon of the first month, in the 6th year of this week. And again Jacob went into her, and she conceived and bore him a fourth son, and he called his name Judah, on the 15th of the third month, in the first year of the 4th week. And on account of all this, Rachel envied Leah, for she did not bear any. She said to Jacob, give me children. And Jacob said, have I withheld from you the fruits of your womb? Have I forsaken you? And when Rachel saw that Leah had borne 4 sons to Jacob, Reuben and Simeon and Levi and Judah, she said to him, go in time. And she conceived and bore Jacob another son. And Rachel called his name Naphtali, on the 5th of the 7th month, in the 2nd year of the 4th week. And when Leah saw that she had become sterile and did not bear, she envied Rachel. And she also gave her handmaid Zilpah to Jacob to be his wife. And she conceived and bore a son, and Leah called his name Gad. On the 12th of the 8th month in the 3rd year of the 4th week. And he went in again to her, and she conceived and bore him a second son. And Leah called his name Asher on the 2nd of the 11th month in the 5th year of the 4th week. And Jacob went in to Leah, and she conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Issachar on the 4th of the 5th month in the 4th year of the 4th week. And she gave him to nurse. And Jacob went in again to her, and she conceived and bore 2 children, a son and a daughter. And she called the name of the son Zebulun, and the name of the daughter Dinah, in the 7th of the 7th month in the 6th year of the 4th week. And Yah was gracious to Rachel and opened her womb, and she conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Joseph. On the new moon of the 4th month in the 6th year in this 4th week, and in the days when Joseph was born, Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wives and my sons, and let me go to my father Isaac, and let me make myself a house. For I have completed the years in which I have served you for your 2 daughters, and I will go to the house of my father." And Laban said to Jacob, "Tarry with me for your wages, and pasture my flock for me again, and take your wages." And they agreed with one another that he should give him as his wages those of the lambs and kids which were born black and spotted and white. These were to be his wages. And all the sheep brought out spotted and speckled and black, variously marked, and they brought out again lambs like themselves. And all that were spotted were Jacob's, and those that were not were Laban's. And Jacob's possessions multiplied exceedingly, and he possessed oxen and sheep and donkeys and camels and men servants and maidservants. And Laban and his sons envied Jacob, and Laban took back his sheep from him, and he observed him with evil intent. All right, continue on. I never remember checking how many chapters this was. Around 50, I think it showed in the Enoch.